Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld. I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Tuesday, May 20th. Sorry I missed the other day. I've been fighting a hellacious allergy attacks, and they've been sometimes limiting my vocal capacities, and I don't want to sound like a scratchy old goat, even though that might be amusing to some. So I have to take the occasional day off. Anyway, we're our daily tarot card reading as we go. It's a 3-card read for the day. 1 main card, 2 qualifier cards. And right now, we're moving real fast, but May is not really, in the Northeast, and around the world, I think, but really in the Northeast here, it's really holding spring back, because I think we have to make some very final decisions about what our forward motion is going to be, and it's giving us a chance, albeit a strange chance, with a lot of stipulations, but it's giving us a chance to re-examine and pick up a little bit of wisdom before we start moving ahead. But it's going to move fast. Before we turn around, it's going to be the hot summer. And up here in my particular town, I'm calling it the Summer of Sam, because it's going to be like a 1977 summer. Hot, dangerous, full of anger and hostility ready to spill over. And that's something I want to keep a running theme and keep our eyes open for, is how to stop this hostile vibe from getting too deep into our lives. It's fine if it's going on in the world, but we don't want to take it personally. But today, I'm going to start. I've shuffled. We got our cards. We're going to see what our first card is. I'm going to just randomly pull. And I think I want this one. Well, this is a nice card, right? This is the 10 of Pentacles. It's really about bounty and abundance, but having a happy home. And the only thing that's a little out of whack here in this card is that there's a small child. It's a husband and wife, or husband and husband, wife and wife, depending on how you look at it, where your life is. But the child's looking back. A little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of looking back to simpler times, and basically the past. I know it's odd for a child to be backwards minded. It's sort of reminding us that we have to keep aware of our childhood and aware of the influences that our more naive self brings to the game, but also brings to the emotional value of things. And sometimes that is a good thing, having a childish or a simpler understanding of things, deriving more pleasure out of the simple things in life. But it's a great card, and it shows that for tomorrow, in general, we're moving into a mode where it's about having a good house. Everything is set. You're very well balanced, very fortunate, very financially sound. It's getting everything organized and above you, and all your money is all your ducks are in a row, as the old saying goes, but all your money is lined up. And we have right above us, right above us, this threshold sets a frame, I'll show you again, to our house on the hill, our achievement, our happy home. So we're going into that. So also that puts us into a mode, and we're going to see what the cards here pull, of how you defend that happy home, and to make sure that we don't let trivial outside forces. What's this card? What is it? Another great card. I do love the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is about bounty and about having all your needs basically organized and fulfilled. So that's a great card. He's kind of a chubbier guy, a very fulfilled. All around, it's about fulfillment and being satisfied and being a little over satisfied, which is good. So so far so good for tomorrow. But there's the meaning behind this is the better it is, the more we have to defend it, and it draws jealous behavior. It pulls people towards us that we might have to eliminate or find a way to work around them. But we're going to take this. No, I want this card. What this card is? The Page of Pentacles. I like about the Page of Pentacles. It's a real hard worker. It's about the beginning of new careers and start. It's not you're not a knight or a king of Pentacles where it's very your accomplishments are finally all achieved and you're almost in retirement. This is about the starting up. So right what I see here is this is a great startup for new beginnings. It's about graduating, moving forward, setting these new careers that we want in life. It's about getting our first apartments or new homes, or if not even that, it's about really noticing that your home, your castle, in my instance, an 18-room Gothic mansion in upstate New York is my castle, for lack of a better descriptive. It's not really a castle, but it's a haunted mansion. Anyway, we have to always be fighting that. And sometimes that pressure of keeping all that sends us into a childish nostalgia for the good old days when you lived in your mom's house and you didn't have any responsibilities, didn't have any expenses, didn't have anything to worry about. And that is something that we all think back upon. I have a good friend who's in the middle of changing his life and getting a few things laid out and new careers and new situations. And at the end of the conversation, it kind of falls back to, yeah, now that you get more of your own life and you have everything you want, there's a point when you think back to the simpler times when you had nothing. And you still had a good time, you still made it work. And that is the responsibility, that's the price you pay for having your own life, your own home, your business set up, all these new, as you cross the threshold to new adventures, you have to think that with every new adventure, with every new acquirement, becomes new responsibility. And there's a little bit of the child in us all that looks back to the day when we had no real responsibilities except for our own amusement. So, but tomorrow, you know, this day, it's hard. I do these things around midnight, so right on the cusp of today and tomorrow, which is a good time to be reading, right? We have this Nine of Cups. So we have great balance. We have the beginnings of great beneficial, I hate to simplify that, great beneficial situations. It's being very fulfilled and getting all that lined up as to what you need to fulfill yourself and how the cups are all there and they're ready to be filled up, overflowing, getting more, getting more than you need, more satiated than you even could imagine. So this is a great situation, but you have to be willing to move forward into it and be willing to understand you're at the beginning. And sometimes you might have to leave where you're the king of some worlds to return to the beginning, to being the page, to being a worker, not a leader right now. Being willing to work your way back up. Because I think what we're really feeling, and I think this is going to be really strong tomorrow, is that moment of like maybe you've gone as far as you can and where you've got to go, where you've been, and you want to go a little bit different. And I think tomorrow is going to be that day you realize maybe it's time to let some things go, change some things up, try some new things. I've always maintained it's better to have a new problem than to do the old problem over and over again. Even the new things might be a worse problem, at least you'll learn from it. You can't learn from repeating what you've done before. And that's so, I mean, you've read with me before, I'm a little bit, I have my dark-sided moments, that's what I am. And I can, in any situation, see, there is a lot of benefits, it's a great day tomorrow, but the dark side, the flip side of that is realizing that maybe you can't make what you've been doing work any more than it has, and it's time to try new things to reach this happy home, this really successful groundwork. And every day we're presented with what the day is about and what we could do on that day. And though, of course, other positive days will more than likely avail themselves throughout the spring here to get yourself on the right track. Tomorrow I see is a great day to sort of assess your situations and say some final goodbyes. And to realize that maybe the only thing that's keeping you where you are is a childhood nostalgia, trying to keep old friends, trying to keep things simple, trying to live in the memory. That has to end to move forward. And that is the somber part of tonight's read, is that we have to sit back and say some goodbyes. Even if we only say them in our own heads and say, well, that's the last time I'm doing that, or we're saying goodbye to that. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. And I'm going to be starting a new feature, 2 new features. One will be a candle burning feature. I'll be doing spell work and burning candles for you if you wish to procure that engagement with me. And I'm also going to be offering personal tarot card readings through Etsy, of all places. My friend turned me on to that, my good friend Chris. And I'm going to be starting that up so you could buy a reading, and I will do it on video for you and present it to you alone. It'll be on my YouTube channel, but private, so only you could see it. And it's any length, different lengths. I'll probably start like a full half hour read, and probably I think it's gonna be $50 for the full half hour, which is much cheaper than not that I'm selling a bargain pitch here, but it's cheaper than getting a hold of me on Keen, because with Keen we have a middleman. But enough about that. I'll be telling more about that as the days go by. But it'll be fun. You can ask me specific questions. I'll go into detailed answers. We can work from there. But until that time, and until I have more to say, which will be around midnight tomorrow night, I'll leave you with have a magical day and and think about nostalgia and moving forward.